Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. So today I'm coming to you with my week 3 half marathon training update. So I just want to start by saying thank you guys so much for the words of encouragement, all of the support. I mean, I've been getting so much support from all of you on my half marathon training. It has just been overwhelming. I just want to take a second to shout out some of these comments. I have a comment from Maya Pie. She said, "You look gorgeous." Carlin Hawes says, "Wow, I've been following you for about 2 years." And she basically tells me that my weight loss transformation has been phenomenal. Leanie Z-Line says, "Great job, you continue to inspire me." She talks about her physical therapy and how she's going to keep pushing forward in spite of the pain. And I just got lots of questions, lots of comments on how I look and so on. And I just want to say thank you so much. It just means so much to me because I am training for a half marathon and no one in my immediate family or friend circle is doing the same thing. So when I talk with them about it, it's just like, oh yeah, great job. So to hear that a lot of people are running and all that is always amazing. But I consider you guys my family too. So when you guys cheer me on and support me, it just means the world to me. Like, I'm not alone. So this 3rd week of marathon training was called Build a Base. And the running goal for this week was also 31 miles. Given what I went through during week 2, I was more mentally prepared for week 3. I knew what I was going to have to do physically. I knew what I was going to have to prepare myself emotionally. My son, if you remember in week 2, he was sick at the top of the week, so I wasn't able to meet my mileage, and now he wasn't sick anymore, and I prayed that there would be no more issues so we could get through the week. So I pretty much did what I needed to do every single day of the week, except I made a couple of changes to match my schedule. Given that I had gone through this the week before, I was better able to see where I needed to make tweaks. So Monday, the goal was to run 5 miles, but on Tuesdays, I have a business meeting with my IT team, and I don't have enough time to run a very long distance on Tuesday. So instead of running just the 5 miles on Monday, I made an executive decision in my training to run 6 miles. So that would leave me with 1 mile less to run the following day. And because of my Tuesday experience during week 2, where I just couldn't even run 3 miles, I made an effort to wake up even earlier than normal. We wake up at 5:45 in this house. I woke up at 5:30 so that I could get everyone dressed and ready, dropped off to daycare 30 minutes earlier so I could get to the gym or to the trail that much earlier. So that was my plan. So what I did then on day 2, instead of running the 6 miles, I only needed to run 5 because I ran an additional mile the day before. On the Wednesday, I did the 5 miles that was recommended. On the cross-train day, I did weightlifting, and I also ran a mile as a warm-up. Very easy mile, but that adds to my running. And so on my Friday, they wanted me to do 5 miles, but I mentioned that Friday is the day that is just best for me to do my long run. So that's another substitution that I've been doing since the first week, is I switched the day that my long run is, so that I can make sure I get it done. And then on the Saturday, I just ran 4 miles instead of 5 because I had run that additional mile on my cross training day. And that's how I got my miles in, and that breakup was great. Now, for this week, because my long run was a 10-mile run, I kind of was psyching myself out. Mentally, I was just way too much in my head. And I know that my body could handle running 10 miles. I mean, I've run 8 miles, not just once. Like, I've run 8 miles several times in my running experience, my running career. So I knew that I could do it. But for whatever reason, the day before, I was just so in my head about how difficult and how challenging running 10 miles was going to be. And I've been running on this trail for, the past 5 months, and I've never run this distance. So I've mentioned before, well, I've mentioned on Instagram and Twitter, if you follow me there, that the trail that I run on is a straight trail. So if I'm doing a 3-mile run, I run 1.5 up north and 1.5 back down south to my starting point. When I do my 8-mile run, I run 4 miles north and then I run 4 miles back to my starting point. And that's what I've done. So I was just in my head like, I don't know what's gonna be between the 4th and the 5th mile. I have no idea what's gonna be there. What happens if like I get tired? I just was going through in my head so much. So the night before a long run like that, I carb loaded. I had Chipotle. It was delicious, and I felt my body wanting more carbs, so I had some other things too. And I was like, you know what? I'm running 10 miles tomorrow. I'm going to indulge. And then in the morning, I ran my 10 miles. I had 2 slices of wheat bread and peanut butter, banana. I packed 2 goos and my water, and I ran. I didn't even need my goo, which is my energy gel, until I got to the 5th mile. My plan was to have the goo at 4 miles and then have the goo on the second one at 8 miles, and it didn't work out like that. I didn't need to. I ran 5 miles, and I was so excited about running the 5 miles, and I was just like, wow, you know, you were all in your head about this, Jenell, and you did it. Like, your body will go wherever your mind wills it to go. And I was just so proud of myself when I got to that 5th mile. I snapped a picture to show my husband where I was, because I drove to an exit I ran to an area that we drive by, which is really far. So it was pretty cool. And on the run back, I had a lot of pain in my left butt cheek, aka my gluteus maximus, but I had a lot of pain in there, and I had to keep stopping to massage the muscle and kind of like stretch out the muscle. And then it just got to the point where after the 3rd time that I stopped, I was like, if you keep stopping every time you feel this pain, you're never gonna finish this run. And I just ran through it, and eventually it stopped, but I did massage it and all that good stuff when I was done. But I was just so happy to get done 10 miles. Like, I never did that before. So it was just amazing. And then I ran the next day, because the way that the coach is that you're supposed to run a light run before your long run and then you rest. So because I've switched it around, after running 10 miles, I still have to run the next day. So it was difficult because I was exhausted, but I'm committed to the amount of running that I'm doing. Yeah, and overall it's just been great. You may be able to see it when you look at me from this perspective. If you go back to week 1 when I talked about my running and you look at me now, I feel like my body is like so different. My arms, my legs, my calf muscles. I mean, I'm going to take a video of my calf or a picture of my calf and put the definition between the 2 muscles in the calf, the front muscles and the back muscles, and well, in the lower leg, I should say, that the 2 distinct muscles, it's very clear when I flex it, and then the calf itself in the leg is like super defined. But what is interesting is that my weight hasn't changed at all, and the body is completely different, even though I've lost no weight. So building muscle and working out over time has been just amazing for me, because your body leans out as you build muscle because the muscle is more dense. Thus, I'm leaning out, but still heavier because of the density of the muscle, but losing the fat, which just makes me look healthier and more snatched. Yes. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Don't even hesitate to ask me. And I've recently been doing Periscopes. So if you don't know what Periscope is, it's an app, a Twitter related link app, and it's a live broadcast. So how I'm making a video now and you're watching it, but it's already been filmed and edited, I do the same thing but on Periscope live, so you watch me in action. So yeah, check me out on Periscope, Jenell B Stewart. And thank you so much for watching. As always, I love you for watching. Bye.